Hey everybody, welcome to JSDTV. This is really a part 2 from last week. If you have been following along, I left on Thursday to go to LA and I taught two-day workshops, which were amazing. I taught for the LA ASG, wonderful group of ladies. We did the Jean Fit workshop and the T-Fit workshop. I have pictures posted on my Facebook if you are interested in seeing some of the details of what went on. But we had a great, successful day. Everybody left with a fitted muslin on Friday. And on Saturday, we really got to play with some directional prints and stripes to make some really cool tees. So it was really a fun weekend. After I did that, I went to Barron Sewing Center in Woodland Hills, California, right on Ventura Boulevard. It was kind of exciting. Barron Sewing Center is a beautiful store. They have Bernina machines, which I have to say I was so lucky to be able to try them. They sew so beautifully. She has a beautiful selection of fabrics and threads and notions and trims and ribbons, and all of the Bernina sewing machine software and the new long arm Bernina quilters, which are amazing. So it was really a cool place to teach. I taught my Ponte knit jeans, and I just want to make one comment about my Ponte knit jeans. I was almost surprised how well they fit everybody. So we went by full hip measurement, and depending on the fit that each person liked, we did either the exact hip measurement, what was the closest in the measurement chart, or we went down a size. And really and truly, compared to the regular jean fit workshop, the adjustments we had to do were very minimal. So it was really exciting. And there were women of all shapes and sizes in this class, and everyone left with a muslin they could probably wear if they wanted to. So that was fun. Plus, I also am working on man jeans now because I had a student named Earl, and he was amazing. He came in and worked on a separate pattern that I prepared for him, and we got it fitted and ready to go the first day. And by the second day, he was already sewing his denim, putting it together. So that was really kind of cool too. So had a wonderful time in California, but I didn't have a lot of time beforehand to finish my my bag that I was rehabbing. Well, it was finished actually, but I didn't have time to edit all of the footage that I shot. So I want to share that with you today. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I rehabbed my felted wool bag and how I put it back together. You can see I have it in front of me right here. I'm so happy with it, and I will share the details with how I finished it after I show you all the steps that I did. The other thing, I want to make 2 announcements. The first announcement is, starting on Tuesday next week, I am doing a prom gown sew-along. This is going to be the first sew-along that I've ever done, so I think it's going to be fun, and I'm super excited about it. If anyone out there is working on a prom gown, this will be your chance to, ask questions, get fitting help if you need help picking out a pattern. Any sort of questions that you have along the way, I'll be able to answer with you. And the cool thing is I'm going to do it in a mix of these video format where I show you things. And then I think once a week I'll also have a live video where you can sign into live video on Facebook and you can post comments real time and I can answer them. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So if you get stuck on an individual issue on the dress you're working on, you can ask me in real time and I can offer suggestions, or I can add it to my next video to show you the solution. So the schedule to get started is going to be on Tuesday next week. We're going to talk all about how to pick out a pattern based on the design dress you're looking for. My daughter Abby and I went shopping for a prom gown, and I'm just going to show you in my pictures on my phone. This is the dress that she's interested in, and we found a professional picture online, but also here she is trying on things. She's very cute. But here is the actual dress. Oops. All right, so here's the actual dress, and you can see it's sort of a sky blue georgette with gold lace overlay and a strapless version. And you can see that this dress, I'm just gonna make it larger on the top. You can see that it goes straight across the bodice, and it just has a plain, sort of a simple full skirt attached to it. So when you're looking for a pattern, you may, not find exactly what you're looking for. And let me just show you, I've already found my pattern, and you can see that this pattern isn't exactly like the picture of the dress. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain all about this on Tuesday next week, and I'm going to show you how you can find a pattern and make easy adjustments to it to get it to be exactly what you want. It has the fitted bodice, and it has a little strap. And the reason why I like that is because Abby wants a strap. She doesn't want it to be strapless. So the strap is going to work out for us. And it's got a sweetheart neckline on the top, but I'm going to show you how to make it go straight across in this particular case. So I'm going to show you how to pick out a pattern, and I'm going to talk about all the different information on a pattern, how to read it, and what to look for in terms of sizing on Tuesday. So that's what we're going to do for the first the first lesson in the sew-along. And then on Thursday, I'm going to show you how to cut out your pieces and make a muslin. So we're going to make the muslin on Thursday, and then going forward the next week, we're going to fine-tune the fit of the muslin and cut out our fabric. So those are the beginning steps of this sew-along. I am teaching at the social sewing retreat the first week in April, so there'll be a week off for you guys to catch up and work on your patterns and your fitting and your muslin while I'm teaching that week. But then coming back, we're going to talk about the lace overlay and working with lace and putting it all together and finishing at the end. Now, this sew-along will end before the 24th of April or 25th of April, because that's when Abby's prom is. So she has a really early prom this year, so the whole entire sew-along and the whole dress will be completed before the end of April. So there'll be plenty of time for you guys to work on your prom gowns or special occasion dresses and have them done before May. So I'm super excited about that. So if you're planning on attending this sew-along, I will have a post on my Facebook that you can comment that you're attending, just so I can get an idea of how many people are interested in attending this first very exciting J Stern Design sew-along. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement is, if you live local to the area of Massachusetts, my friend Gail Yellen is doing a workshop. Well, no, it's not really a workshop. She's doing a lecture trunk show of all her cool embellishment techniques. And it's going to be in Berlin, Mass on the 24th of April. If you're interested in going to that, it's going to be at the Berlin Town Hall. I will put a link to all the information that you need to find out about that in the post that goes along with this video on my blog. And I'm going to also try to learn to see if I can post ththings below, because you know how you see videos and they say, click the link below. I'm going to try to learn how to do that, because you have to do some stuff to get your videos to allow that to happen. So I'm progressing, and I'm going to learn how to do these things. Also, if you like the video, you can click the like button. That way I know that, people are enjoying what I'm doing. So if you feel like clicking the like button, if you like it, that's great. If you didn't like the video, you can click the don't like the button, but maybe you can tell me why you didn't like it so I can get some feedback, because I'm really trying to make outstanding content for you guys. So those are all my general housekeeping announcements. Now let's get back to the bag. Now, as you can see, it's finished. The lining is in. Okay, I've got my snap. Everything is nice. I reattached my straps. See how nice they look? So what I want to do is I'm just going to show you everything that I did, some close-ups of some of the things I did. The first thing I did was I rehabbed some of the embroidery, because on some of the motifs, the stitching was fraying, like it had almost like cut away, and some of the big satin stitches were just hanging loose. So I'm going to show you how I used free motion thread painting to fix those. I also sewed up some of the clips that were along the edge of the bag, because they got a little bit too deep and I wanted to sew them up a little bit. Then I show how to put the piping on, and finally how to reattach the straps and put in the lining. So let's take a look at that. All right, so you can see this is an area that I already fixed, and it was really ratty and it was falling apart. On this side as well, it was really frayed and it looked kind of nasty. And it looked similar to this leaf right here. You can see that the thread from the embroidery is breaking away. So I'm going to go ahead and free motion fix this so it looks nice again. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start at the base of the leaf, and I'm just going to go back and forth, free motion, in the direction of the leaf. And basically I'm nailing down all these loose threads. You know, if they're getting in the way and they're not laying flat, you can trim them. So this is sort of like a little thread painting. It's fun, therapeutic. And then I'm going to do this side as well. Just enough to catch the big stitches that we're going to break. All right, let's look at it. See, now it looks much nicer. You know, just fixing those couple of leaves is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to really worry about anything else. The rest of it looks okay. All right, so that's how I rehabbed the embroidery, okay, by doing some free motion stitching on the areas that were fraying. All right, so I'm just repairing the edge a little bit before I put the binding on, and I'm just squeezing them together and zigzagging them shut to stabilize it. Most of this stitching will be in the seam allowance, so you're not going to see it. I just want to create a smoother edge. Some of the clips, when I originally clipped the edge, got a little out of hand, so I'm just sort of repairing some of the deeper cuts. All right, so now I'm going to put the piping back on along the edge. And to start, what I did was I trimmed the shoelace so it's in there a little bit. I don't want it to be right near the edge because this is going to be very close to where the handle is attached. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this right up like this. And I'm going to attach this piping. And I want to make sure when I attach it that I'm completely covering or sewing in deep enough here where I'm, you know, keeping all of my clips in the seam allowance. So I'm going to be just a little bit more generous with that than I was the first time. I'm putting my needle over in the left needle position. Now the idea is I want to make sure I'm stitching on the inside edge of my original seam so this black thread doesn't show. See how nice that looks? As good as new. Let me just get the other side on. All right, so to attach the strap, I'm actually hand walking it mostly because I don't want to risk breaking my needle. So I'm just going really, really slow, and I'm hand walking it with a size 16 leather needle in there. Okay, see how that's gonna look? All right, so I'm using my straight stitch machine with my industrial style zipper foot. See how narrow it is? It allows me to snug right into that piping through all these layers. To sew through the straps with the leather and all of these layers, I'm hand walking it using the hand wheel, and I'm just turning it towards me because I really don't want to risk ruining my machine or breaking a needle. So it takes a few minutes, but I only had to go like 2 inches, and I've successfully made it across. So let's check out this bag now that it's finished. All right, so I'm gonna turn it through the little hole I left in the base of the lining. I'm really excited. I've been dying to finish this bag, you know, to fix it. Let me just see. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna press the seam allowances down, you know, and give it a good, you know, a good press. And then I think I'm gonna be really happy with that. All right, you can see from that video that the inside of my lining was really sticking out. It was alarming me actually, and I was trying not to freak out while I was shooting those steps, you know, because I thought to myself, I'll press it, it'll be okay. You know, I'll finish it up and explain it, you know, what I did after I do it. But after I pressed it, it really was not okay. And I didn't want to go in and clip more because I had already just sewn up some of the clips that had gotten too deep. And I want this bag to last, and I didn't really want to weaken the edge of the opening any more than it already was. So I thought about it for a minute, and what I ended up doing was I got out all my wonderful fashion books. You know, we have Oscar, we have the History and Fashion, Ralph Rucci, and some others. And basically what I did was I stacked them on just like this, right over the opening, and I left them overnight. And when I got up the next day, I took all the books off and it was flattened and perfect. And actually, I was gonna take this bag on my trip to California, and then I just didn't need it with all the other things I was bringing, so I didn't bring it, but I left it uncovered and it stayed flat. So if you have something that you don't want to clip and you want to sort of beat it into submission, stacking heavy books on it and letting it stay overnight is your answer. Because as you can see, you know, it's nice and flat now. So I can't begin to tell you how happy I am that I finished this bag. I love this bag, and I'm glad that I will be able to use it for another, I don't know how many more years, because I really took my time and put it back together really nicely. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you're thinking of joining my Prom Gown Sew-Along, please, you know, comment on my Facebook on the post that I'm going to have pinned to the top of my J Stern Design Facebook page, so I know that you're going to be participating. And you can also look there for updates on when I'm going to do live videos to supplement the lessons. It's going to be super exciting. You know, and also instead of drafting my own, I'm using a McCall's pattern. I think they're really easy to work with. So, you know, you can either wait and get a pattern until after Tuesday when I explain about it, or if you're comfortable getting your pattern, have that ready to go for Tuesday. You know, so you can follow along and read the information with me. Either way, it's going to be great. So I'll see you on Tuesday, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.